I want to bring in our weather correspondent, Chad Myers. And Chad, you and I have been talking about climate change for a long time.
Absolutely.
Really need your perspective on this. We have a U.S. president who has famously called climate change a hoax. And still many people out there cannot accept that climate change is very real. So what can you say to them to convince them otherwise?
I think a major argument that they use is that there has been more CO2 in the atmosphere in the past. 3 million, 5 million, whatever million years ago, we've had more CO2 than this, and look, nothing happened. Christy, there were not 8 billion people on the planet at that time. We have to feed, we have to clothe, we have to house 8 billion people. And if we do that and we continue to ramp up the CO2 in this just completely, almost straight up type of line, the entire world, the planet is going to be in trouble. 16 of 17 of the warmest years that we've ever recorded. Now, I know we didn't record things in 1700, but 16 of the top 17 since 2000, the year 2000, and the only year that wasn't in 2000 was 1998. So you could argue 17 of the 17 hottest years ever have happened since 1998. Here's what we call the hockey stick as it goes straight up, the temperatures, the global temperatures now, and we can not only assess these by ground sensors and thermometers, but by the satellite. We know the Earth is warming. We know the Arctic is melting. If the sea ice melts in the Arctic and the permafrost across parts of Siberia, across the Yukon, and even parts of Alaska, if that melts, all of a sudden what the permafrost is a big bog. It's a mucky bog that has just disintegrated stuff from eons past. If that melts, all of a sudden methane is going to pour into the atmosphere at an alarming rate, because that's what bogs do. If they just sit there, you can smell the methane if you stand over a bog. Well, right now those bogs are frozen. You melt those and you are in trouble. So also sea level rise. Think about places that only have maybe 1 or 2 meters of sea level above sea level, the land in some of these island nations. Well, I know we're talking about how the ice will melt and the water will go up, but not just that. Think about your thermometer. When the little red tube at the bottom, that little red ball warms up, what happens? The thermometer goes up. If you warm the ocean, it also is going to expand. So we're missing that expansion problem, and we could be 1 meter above where we are now, and this is probably, at this point in time, a very small estimate of what we could actually see for sea level rise. How many billions of people live within a couple miles of the ocean? So what does climate change really matter? How is it going to affect people? Tornadoes and hurricanes, we have limited evidence that this is going to happen or change too much for global warming or climate change. Will there be more droughts? Yes. Will there be more heavy rain and flood events? Yes. That's the rub. You know, and people say, well, it's just going to rain someplace else. Yes, but in the middle of the breadbasket of the United States or in the middle of Russia, if it stops raining or if it floods, all of a sudden a major food source for those 8 billion people will go away. Coastal flooding, absolutely. Heat waves, and the heat can kill more people on average over the years than anything else, just depending on how that works out. We are on a crossroads here. We are right at a point where I tell my 12-year-old son, the world, when you grow up, may not look like it does right now.
Chad, climate change, as you point out so well, is very, very real. It demands an urgent solution. Thank you so much for your reporting, Chad Myers there. Take care, Chad.
You're welcome. All right.